All right, lads and lasses. Your boy has gotten a gym subscription again. I went to the gym right before this stream because I have to be pumped up for you guys. That's how I get the sweet donos, right? But how's it going, everybody? It's been a while. Let me check. Also, I'm using a different chat setup. If you are in chat right now on this, well, if you're used to watching our live streams before, very early hour, because it's 9 in the morning Belgium time, hi. It's gonna be like this for a while, most likely. Okay, Mike 10 is there. Do I have chat pop up? No. God damn it. Why not? Hi, Peter. And hi, Mike as well. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. here. Oh, you're a US... Wait. 1 a.m. That's like US? No. That's very... Where are you based if it's 1 a.m.? I'm still trying to... Deltarune now available? Holy shit. Yeah, the Switch 2 came out. If you didn't know that. All of my results are gonna be in Japanese because I live here now. But hey, MKBHD, he covered the Switch 2. I'm considering like getting one, but they're kind of hard like to get because I'm here like it's a front page of Amazon. You can't buy them, basically, right now, is what it comes down to. Because you need to request, like, an invitation. This appealing thing is, like, this is $300 compared to 500 or whatever if you want to buy it outside of somewhere. It's not really super critical, but it is something that I am considering, like, hey, maybe I do want to pick it up. I'm not sure. Morning e-goose as well. So for you guys, it may be morning. For me, it's 4 p.m. now. I'm still streaming at my regular time as well. So I guess for you guys, productivity is mainly starting. I guess Asia needs to adapt to the new place. It is funny how everyone is like, good morning. But yeah, Switch 2. The good. It looks like a cool piece. It just looks so cool. That's like the thing. I do like technology. And it does look very sleek. Like the Switch 1 feels a bit more dated. It's not really dated, but like if you look at things like the screen on this, it looks so amazing. Do I have an actual use for it? Probably not, apart from playing Mario Kart World for like a month and then moving on. There's no dev kits available yet, which is the unfortunate part. Early morning / late live stream. Okay, this is gonna be the new stream schedule, my boy. So, I mean, it's like the awkward part. I think I've showed this before. This is not what I wanted. It's to look up stuffed, but we're gonna get there. This is about the most miserable time zone you can be in. Analytics is what I need to have. So if you're watching this default, this is not a problem that you're gonna have. It's like when your viewers are on YouTube, and it's like my local time zone right now is GMT +9. And we are, today is a Thursday, I think, yeah. So we're at Thursday at like 4 p.m. And YouTube is like, some people start watching now. But basically until 11 p.m., until 4 in the morning, that's prime stream time. But it's like, I'm not streaming then. So yeah. What happened that there is an early stream? I moved. That's what happened. I now live in Japan instead of Belgium, which is a 7-hour time zone difference. Yeah, that's the difference. Indeed. How's Kyodon Anomaly doing? You are going through my talking points already. I'm going to get there in a second. I can't wait till Steam NextFest. Are you guys going to join? Yes or no? That's the question. I think one funny one. Let me pull up the Google form. Or NextFest. So we have the answers. That's not important. One of the questions that I ask is like, how long has your demo been up before the NextFest? Like, you don't have to enter this. Most demos have been up for over 1 month, but less than 3 months. No one had a demo more than 6 months, like up. Let me make this bigger. And then like, I think like 2 guys had a demo live just for NextFest. If you are participating in Steam NextFest. I think it's in the description of this live stream as well. There's a URL to this Google form and you can submit it. Only submit if you are going to participate in the June NextFest. I guess it's going to be NextFest related streams. Surprise. But yeah. Hi, bro, reverb, relax. There's a lot of new names in chat, I feel. Because of, I guess, the time zone difference? I don't know. Is it permanent or what? I'm going to be back in August in Belgium. So it's going to be 2 months like this already. I'm probably going to play around, but I feel like that's even more miserable. Because right now we're missing out on the US. I'll probably try out some live streams at like 7 in the morning. But I feel like it's going to be even worse. I've done like one time a morning stream in Belgium. And it did okay. There is definitely a drop in total viewers. But that's it. Do you use Unreal or Unity? We use Unity. Ta-da. Here is Unity. But we're going to be talking about Unreal as well. Thank you very much. I'm going to kill my Outlook. A true Sigma would stream at midnight. The problem is my girlfriend would kill me if I'm here like entertaining a bunch of people at midnight whilst they want to sleep, and my neighbors as well. A lot of people will be up at 7 a.m. Yeah, but none of them are on YouTube is what this says, basically. Also, I hate this, but my YouTube studio keeps resetting itself to Dutch, which makes it hard. When you have time zone issues, I assume the rest of Bite Me are in Belgium. Yes, we've done this before, though. And there are benefits, honestly, to the time zone difference. One of them, let me pull up my chat with William this morning. Okay. So I sent this. All of these times do -7 hours and you get the Belgian time. I just solve problems while he's like not working, basically. And we don't have scene conflicts because we're never working at the same time. So you can see like the story of like whilst he was asleep soundly, I like messaged him like, oh, we have our first bug. We need to fix this. And then I'm like, you know, I have to wait 8 hours for him to wake up and solve this problem. So I just did it myself. And that's basically what it's going to end up with. There are like, at the end of the day, we still have some solid overlap between like evening and afternoon in Belgium, in Japan, and then morning in Belgium, which does work. This is not the first time we've done this. I've done multiple 2-month like trips to Japan before. Hi, Sinning Stan, our first Twitch viewer as well, because we're live on Twitch now as well. If you like the Twitch viewing experience, I don't know, people are partial to certain players and whatever. We now have good internet again. Because in Belgium, I was stuck at like 7 megabits. Oh, Stuart Slays as well is popping in as well. We had 8 megabits of upload speed, which meant I could only do one stream, and then I prefer YouTube over Twitch. I have like 150 megabits upload speed now, so it's no issue anymore. So we're going to be doing the dual streaming once again as well. I mean, you don't have to open it in both. It's just I know people can be partial about a certain platform. I absolutely love YouTube. I don't want to use Twitch. I think it's a miserable platform. But yeah. Been a few YouTube streams that I prefer Twitch for live streams. Congrats on the better internet. Yeah. Would you say Twitch chat is better than YouTube chat? Which one is more active or ask better questions? I think Twitch is more active, but it's relatively active. Because the problem is we've never gone over like 15 concurrent Twitch users. Whereas on YouTube, especially when I was streaming in Belgian time zone, we usually had like over 100 concurrent users or like viewers. And yeah, then YouTube is still going to be more talkative than the 15 guys in Twitch. But I think relatively, like, if we had 15 viewers on YouTube, nobody would talk, basically. I mean, now we're at 45. So yeah. Konnichiwa, Spoderman as well. So yeah, where was I? Kyodon Anomaly. Someone asked about that. I think it's going, like, it's going good and bad. The good thing is that we've made a good game. Because we're at 100% positive reviews. Which, at this point, is like, it's not just viewers. Like, the first 15 reviews, thank you for those who gave it, was a bit biased. I would say, absolutely. Of viewers and all of that. Did you watch the Witcher Unreal Tech demo? I haven't. It's a talking point for this stream. We're gonna watch it later, and I'm gonna give my react content for that. The main reason that I like Twitch is that you have theater mode and chat on the screen at once. Yeah. Thankful, I am in Japan now. I am in the land of anime waifus, and that's about it. So yeah, we've had good reviews. Wait, how do I... No, I don't want this. I want to go view discussions. Why is this unread now? This is all fine. Reviews. Give me the, like, most recent ones. Because, like, I was watching, like, a streamer earlier as well. She played the game for, like, 4 hours. Somehow. She was, like, ADHD mode. I want to see everything. Like, Korea has started to pick it up. One Korean fun fact. I don't know which one it was anymore. One of the Korean reviews was also like, hey, the localization is perfect. Which is like, hey, this was AI localized, whatever. So, yeah. Marnix, my boy, I saw that Kyodon Anomaly was overwhelming positive reviews. It had only positive, doing good. Yeah, so it's technically not overwhelmingly positive, because it still just has positive here. I think once you reach 50, so that's what happened with Overtime Anomaly, you can get very positive. And then once you hit 500 reviews, and it's 95% or higher, then you can only get the official overwhelmingly positive, basically. Personally thought Kyodon Anomaly wasn't very spooky and unsettling compared to Exit 8. It doesn't have this uncanny liminal space vibe, I think, unlike Overtime Anomaly. Yeah, they're very different games, is what I've learned as well. And that was the main thing I didn't expect 100%, because that's the cake. I agree with you. It is a less scary game. Some of the anomalies are scary, but it's not like weighted anomalies. Whereas we did that, where we had weighted anomalies, where the later days in Overtime Anomaly, you got more scary stuff. Here it's very RNG, basically. And it's kind of like, I was fearing for the worst, but people generally seem to want a game that wasn't fully scary. A lot of people like the environment and things like that as well. Like, some of the anomalies can be scary, but most of them are some are visible. Yeah, some anomalies are obvious, some are subtle, some are so obvious that you don't always notice it. And I think that's the thing, it's less true horror. I think it's also something that I wouldn't be good at making, like the really super scary horror and whatever. And like sound design is not ideal, I think, but yeah. The gamer redeems Hydra. God, I have to get used to Twitch as well, because now I have to read 2 chats. So if I miss out on something, then please don't hate me. Speaking of anime waifus, have you seen the ASW Marvel trailer? I have not seen the ASW Marvel trailer. What is ASW? And ASW. Oh, is it the Arc something? Fuck, I forgot it. I don't know. Something new. Whatever. I didn't see it. Just read from the output. It combines them. Yeah, I have too many screens is the problem. So Kyodon Anomaly. The game has been received very well. The problem is it's a $3.58 game. 59 game. €3. Yeah, it's also $3.59. Even if you sell a lot of copies, even if you sell 1,000 copies, that's a maximum earning of $3,600 basically. And then once again, we have localized pricing. Oh, we have a follower. I didn't see it. Pat the Baller. Oh, God, I'm having to get used to this again. Thanks for the followings, Ijoyen and Pat the Baller, like bawling your eyes out. You're gonna get your post-mortem as well. Don't worry about it, guys. I think some interesting ones is that the daily earnings right now are still at about $150 a day. Which kind of is more than I expected. But let's pull up just Kyodon Anomaly alone. Like, Lifetime, it's 1,441s. Which is, we've broken even if we don't include development costs. If we include development costs, I think we're gonna break even on this in about 2 months when we do like the summer sale or whatever. But it's not gonna be a game that's going to make us hella rich just because of the fact that it's priced that low. I think it's definitely not bad. We've had some decent conversion. I think some interesting stats as well is the bundles. We made a bundle with Overtime Anomaly and then Kyodon Anomaly. And this has gotten a decent amount of sales, honestly. I find 55 units, that is basically more copies of Overtime Anomaly as well. Because Overtime Anomaly definitely has dropped a bit. I think Kyodon only falls into 30 days long dev cycle games in order to be viable. Yeah, it took us less than 30 days. It took 2 people like 3.5 weeks basically. Because the last 2 weeks basically before the game came out, we did a content creator outreach. And we basically had a golden game already, which was new because the previous games like Kyodon Anomaly and Overtime Anomaly, we were still developing the game whilst the content creator outreach was out there. So it was kind of this race of like, we have to hope that there's no content creator who's going to immediately cover the game on like second one of when we sent the email because the game wasn't ready there yet. Oh, Pat, thank you for subscribing with Prime as well. But it needs to have some audience that wants this kind of games. Perfectly viable for a decent living, really. It's just that you can never stop making these games, if that's supposed to use. Yeah, we're not making another Anomaly game. Because I think Anomaly games are extremely, extremely hard to market. I think it's kind of a genre that is past its peak, definitely. I think if this game would have come out last year, when Exit 8 was still more hype, it would have done a lot better. I think for an Anomaly game, I don't mean short indie cycles. Yeah, like short development cycles. It depends on your definition of short as well. Because our next game is going to be a 6-month development cycle, which for a lot of standards is very long. But if we come and look at our previous games, which was 1 month, 4 months, and then back 1 month, 6 months is incredibly long. So yeah. Cozy, cute games that sell good. The problem with cozy, cute is that you need good art. And that's a hard part where getting enough good art is hard. So yeah, wishlist-wise, lifetime conversion rate. This is solid. Like, it's around, it used to be 11%, I think, a few days ago. Now it's at 12.5, which I think is good as well. I think you get more by sticking to one genre, maybe having more than one genre but close to each other. Yeah, I think I don't hate the Anomaly genre. I think we added some good quality of life stuff. It's just I need a break from this. We've done 2 Anomaly games in a row. I think it was a good move to, after seeing that Overtime Anomaly didn't earn us as much as we expected, pivot to Kyodon Anomaly as like a quick turnaround game. But then the thought was like, okay, do we get a new asset and do we just make more Anomaly games? I think that is not going to be worth it, like investment-wise. Like, we would be chasing pennies because I think there is more value in just higher-priced games, which means longer development cycles, more gameplay experience. And I think we can do that as well at this point. Because we do have, like, we're still pretty early on, like, riding the wave, I would say. But right now on Steam, we've been at, like, if you look at the last week. So this is after that initial burst. This is like the baseline standard sales, which is $1,000. Oh God, how do I put this so the chat isn't the way? Like $1,000 in revenue. If you can keep like around this number, that's already pretty solid. Add on to that or YouTube or Patreon, whatever. And this gives us enough leverage at this point to keep going and take those risks for bigger scoped games as well. I'd like to see what other genres y'all could succeed in. Thomas, his suggestion for the next genre to make was a 4X RTS game, and both me and William told him to shut up and go back to the minds of making Unicycle Pizza Time instead. Were you featured in popular upcoming before release? We were not, because we launched this game with 860 wishlists. We had really good content creator coverage, I would say. but something I didn't expect from this genre, and I think it is part of this genre, is that it has really bad conversion rates of like views to wish lists. We've gotten, I think, 1.5, 2 million combined views of YouTube videos and like YouTubers and whatever covering the game before launch, which translated to like less than 800 wish lists, which is kind of rough. We got 200 wish lists from just one press article and things like that as well. Why not make a memeable game, but actually lean on the meme/entertaining content about the game? Meme game dev videos attract gamers. Yeah, I think our next game is gonna be kind of a meme game, the Maid Cafe Simulator. Or it's like, you know, it's gonna be better suited, I think, also because it's going to be co-op. Co-op is always going to be a one-up in standing out as well. Just woken up, that result is rough. Concert games, I think this is honestly for an anomaly game, what I learned is pretty good. That's why I'm kind of scared for your horror mining game. Because I think we had a lot of things going for us with this. I think also just, you know, Thomas always likes to say, the setting isn't the hook. I think if we had the exact same format of this game, but it was set in New York or something, I think it wouldn't have converted as well, or just some random street whatever, as that Kyoto setting. I think that really was way better as well. So yeah, live, love, learn, whatever. How about a factory automation builder / expansion game? That's kind of what we did with Forge Industry. It's something that, once again, we could do, but that wouldn't be a 6-month scope game. That would be an even bigger scope game, and we're not at that financial level yet. We're basically like leveling up the income streams to make sure that if we go and do that thing, because we also need custom art then. We basically need to have money to just throw at custom art assets and all of that. And that's it, basically. Have you done the Kyodon post-mortem already? Vankil, there's a pre-mortem on Patreon, and yesterday I released the monthly business overview where I talk a little bit more about it. The actual like YouTube normie core post-mortem is going to be on the 20th of June. Then that one's gonna come out. This question. You can artists are kind of, profit share is so messy once you're like also multiple people and things like that. Do you still think that a game can be made in 3 months and actually be very successful? Isn't that a bit realistic or even arrogant? Yeah, it depends on what you call very successful, of course. I think if you look at the end of the day, where is it? Here. A Unicycle Pizza Time, this was made in 1 month. I think for 1 month of work, this is very successful. 17,000 net like revenue, 26,000 gross. But the problem is this is very hard to predict and force. Short scoped games can work. I think another great example for this is a friend of the channel, Kabuto Park, which just released, which is almost 1,000 reviews. And this was made in, I think, 5 months, which is a bit more than your 3-month thing, but this was a solo full-time dev, but he didn't crunch because he's French. He likes to just chill because he's French, basically. And I mean, this is very new release, so I don't know how much Gamealytic is gonna know, but it's pretty decent, once again. And this is, once again, just after a few weeks as well. How much profit have you spent on white shirts? Not that much. Yeah, William brings up a great point. That's I'm gonna see if I can show you this. I mean, I can show you this. I just don't want to leak too much shit. Crunch is bad, MK. No, there's a difference. A French person will never work a day in their life if they can. Okay, so I have this Excel sheet where we look at, okay, we have all of the different games. How much has it earned so far? How much time do we put into it? So the FTE, full-time equivalent, means like 1 person, 1 month. So Kyodon Anomaly was made by me and William in 1 month, so it counts as 2 FTEs. And then what is basically the earnings we would make if we calculated backwards for each game. So for Overtime Anomaly, we objectively made more money, but it cost us 3.5 months of 2 people working on it, which means that, yeah, we made more, but the actual earnings per month of time invested into it is way worse than with Kyodon Anomaly. Yeah, we've made less, but we also spent less time on it, and this is going to only increase much faster already. Because this number, this is already 2 months after launch. This number, we're 1.5 weeks after launch. Forge Industry, that one is just doomed. We're never getting it back. But then you look at a unicycle pizza time, which was also 2 people for 1 month. Then, yeah, if you look at 12,000 a month technically, and even a My Virtual Friend as well, indeed. This like one guy, this was like less than 1 month even, and it's like, yeah, it's not a lot, but it's still our third highest like return on investment style game as well. So your projects make more money. I'm not sure what you mean exactly by that. Look, Magitam. But yeah. A 7-year-old game. Poseidon, that's literally the next game we're going to be making. A game like Market Simulator. Is 37k lifetime Bite Me Games revenue? You mean from Steam or the company in general? Because the company in general is more. Also for Steam, we're already at higher, because lifetime revenue for Steam alone is 43,900 and something. We actually 2 days ago also passed the 10,000 units sold, which I do like as well. Now, of course, this number, like what we actually see in our bank account, is way lower as well, because Steam takes their cut. This is excluding refunds, it's excluding everything. But this is like the easiest number to just point at, basically. Yeah, like, I don't know. I felt like 10k was kind of a... I had this with YouTube as well, like 10k, and then I kind of stopped counting the milestones after we reached 10,000 subscribers. Where I don't know what it's about, but like 10,000 of anything is impressive, basically. If you've reached 10,000, it's like you've done something well, whether it is subscribers or game sales or whatever as well. Would you want to play someone else's game if it was made in a month or months? Money aside or whatever, you don't think it's sort of a waste of time for players? I think, Jacob, what you're not realizing is... Let's pull up Unicycle Pizza Time. You don't advertise that the game was made in a month. It's not like, here, I'm gonna write in the description, FYI, this game was made in 1 month. I made a video about this where the players don't care basically about you. They don't care about whether you are an upper middle class rich white dude who has plenty of money to throw at assets or whatever, and you've spent 7 years on it, or you're someone who just spent 1 month on it whilst living like in a cardboard box. They care about the game experience, and it doesn't matter if the game was made in 1 month or in 1 year or in 10 years. If the game doesn't make them feel fun, it's not like, oh, this game was made in 10 years, so it has to be good and they're gonna buy it. Yeah, you never care about how long development took. This is also something that often you don't even know for a lot of games, of like, how long did this development really take and things like that. Yeah, Poseidon, there are no dev kits. The moment we can port, I want to port Kyodon Anomaly as fast as I can to Switch 2. There is no Switch 2 dev kits, because we are lowly indie developers and not a From Software. So we're just shit out of luck for that one. Doesn't the amount of time and effort spent on something correlate with how good it is? Jacob, I think you need to learn how life works. I have some really bad news for you. Time and effort does not correlate with how good something's gonna be. Especially the time parts. Time spent on something does not mean you're gonna get success out of it. And indeed, Kasha, I am streaming from Japan. Vankil, by the way, what's harder, selling 10,000 copies of a game or 10,000 subs? By far, 10,000 copies of a game. Because a subscription is free. I don't have to convince you to put in your credit card details. Okay, there's no subscribe button here. To push like the subscribe button. Whereas if I have to convince you to buy something, that barrier is so much like harder, basically. Yeah. The better you are as a dev, the faster you should be. So yeah, that's basically the thing. Good devs don't get punished for being good. If you're just faster at developing, that's good. There was a post on our game dev one day. The one thing you do notice is that better developers, they generally don't make games faster, but they make games more complex because they can just do more, basically, as well. Yeah, there's a difference between time spent and time spent well. It's like how watching an entire year worth of Bite Me games and Code Monkey and whatever other game dev YouTubers videos isn't going to make you a great game dev. Because you're just not spending your time as good as if you were to spend an entire year making games instead. Indeed. Now, boys and girls. As you can see from, well, not Unicycle Pizza Time. This is a bad example. Where's Kyodon Anomaly? As you can see from Kyodon Anomaly, we are on dire times, so I am hereby asking your support. Because streaming back on Twitch means that you can also support us for free again, which I think is a really nice thing. And I'm going to give you a live showcase of that right now. If you like corporate... Oh, shut up. My god, this was not what I wanted to hear my own voice. If you like capitalism, you probably have Amazon Prime, right? Did you know that you can give me free money from Jeff Bezos' money by going to our Twitch and then going to the subscribe button? And then if you link your Amazon account to like your Twitch account, I don't know the exact step anymore, you get this button here, use Prime Sub. And look, it's free. It's completely free for you. I'm gonna push it right now. Is it gonna work? It's gonna work, okay. Can I see like my chat or whatever? And then I can do this and then my name will like show up somewhere up there. Here, subscriber, Marnix. And I have just stolen $2 from Jeff Bezos, which is going to fund our development. I keep my Prime Sub for gamers, for streamers that I'd like to cover my game though. You think doing a Prime Sub for like a Ludwig is gonna make him play the game? I mean, you don't have to use it on me. I'm not gonna stop you. But I think just hanging out in chat, I don't know. I'm not a Twitch guy. I think it's kind of a creepy, weird way to do it. But yeah. Definitely. Cannot be accepted by Nintendo. Wait, Poseidon, you have some bad takes, honestly. We are part of the Nintendo developer program. No developer, unless you're a Toby Fox, which is why Deltarune came out today. No indie developer, even a Kabuto Park, does not have a Switch 2 dev kit, like indie ones. Unless you are a top tier indie, like a Stardew Valley or whatever, or you're like a No Man's Sky, I think, and things like that. They've gotten dev kits, but no regular developers at all. I'm not sure how Prime works. I'm paying sub for Prime Video. I don't believe... I think you can... Can you get Amazon Prime Video without Prime? I think it's linked then. So yeah. Age of Rot sponsored by Jeff Bezos. Kabuto Park shows perfect execution. It has nothing to do with luck. It has good execution. But there are like, you know, you can always narrow it down to, you need certain points of luck. Streamer coverage, part of luck. Getting selected for these festivals, kind of luck. Like, the thing with Dude, because we're close like that, who's actually called Dorian, he has the credit and the clout now from Minami Lane to whatever next game he's gonna make, it's gonna be good. No, it's not gonna be good. It's gonna be marketed good. Because he has that power now to go to an IGN or whatever and be like, look, I'm a great fucking game developer. Feature me. We don't have that as tiny, small indie developers, you and me. And that is like, Is it luck? I don't know. At some point, there is a certain measure of luck with it. Yeah, but how did he get that cloud? By getting Minami Lane a lot, like making Minami Lane and getting lucky with Minami Lane coverage. And yeah, Minami Lane is also a good game, but just having a good game alone does not mean that your game is going to be successful enough to get that cloud. There should be a Nintendo Switch development kit. Yeah, because I love developing for a 7-year-old Android tablet that is not going to run a Unity URP game. Oh, we got a hype train. Thanks, by the way, Igusi as well for the Prime sub. Yeah, I think Nintendo definitely is like very picky with the launch. But yeah. So for smaller scoped games, seems like they minimize risk, but you don't actually know what another 100 hours of your game will actually create to. Yeah. It's also, you know, you go in with that idea of, am I making a big game or a small game? Because you don't have to make a full-on game design document, but you kind of know you're not making a small RTS, most likely. And if you are, you're going to maybe end up with something like Hexagod. Oh, that was a year of development time. Where you spent a year on development and then realize, oh, actually, I'm going to completely change the game. And like, you do the early access. And that is the idea of, okay, I'm going to put 100 more hours into it and I'm going to completely transform the game. And it's definitely a risk you have to take at certain points as well. Which gives you almost also the Game of Theseus situation as well. Feels more complicated. At some point, you also like the game just needs to go out there. Because at some point, you're just pushing pixels around and not changing much anymore. Or you're straying too far away of what you actually want. RTS pro tip, you actually only need one map for multiplayer. Just clone Satan's Clutch. That's all they play. I have no idea. We're not making an RTS. That is the one thing I was very clear, like, my dude, we are not making an RTS because that is not... We're gonna not exist by the time the game is done. If we're putting all of our development time and effort on that, basically. So yeah. I think small games are good. Dude likes small games. I think also the aggro crap, they have one of their pivoting. They announced like their pivot to smaller games as well earlier, I think today or yesterday. Please load YouTube. Yeah, so they made another Crab's Treasure and they should have made a devlog. Yeah. So they're 1 day ago, they made a video about like, oh, this is our plans. These are some of the games that we canceled. And they also announced like, hey, we're going to be making smaller games from now on. Because, yeah. $25. Oh, thank you as well, Sinus Kista. Let's go. Yeah. Are you familiar with Set and Hobble? Set and Hobble? I don't know. Who is Set and Hobble? Okay, we are not... You're gonna be a bit more specific, I feel. Diablo data mining and leaks. But I do know the Nessie games are in Japan. Oh, we got more subscribers. Thanks, Alemangu, for the Twitch sub. I assume it's a Prime one. Oh, Ikusi, thank you as well for the 10 gifted subs. This is the benefit of Twitch, definitely. Oh, yeah, Nessie games. What did they make? I kind of maybe want to collab with them. The problem is they're in the north of Japan, which is pretty far from here as well. I have a I have a great idea for my new YouTube channel. Games I started and never finished. I'll have videos for the next 20 years. Yeah. So this is also like just like a husband and wife couple. They have a really popular video on YouTube about like how much their game earned, and they are very, very chill as well. Like, hey, we made a game. But they got a lot of views on this as well. Yeah. Doesn't matter how long you punch a brick wall. You will never push through it. Yeah, but they had some good numbers. They were also chilling in Japan. Here, yeah. What's their highlight? Give me the highlight. I think this they made more. Okay, well, they made more. Check out... What was it called? Check out Cashier Simulator. Yeah, like... The thing is, you may think like, oh, this is 28k. If you're living in Japan, this is solid. This is... I don't have to worry about salaryman life for the rest of the year. Easy. And that is, I think, one benefit I have here as well. Good morning, Uzabi, as well. I stream early for you, but I just moved time zones. So I'm streaming in the afternoon for me right now as well. With a diamond axe, I can also break the brick wall. Is the cost of living that low in Japan? Yeah. So, for context, I'm going to dox myself. I pay myself 1,410 euros. This is 230,000 yen, whatever. This is about 30% below minimum wage in Belgium. The reason I pay myself this much is because I pay 0 taxes. This is basically what my accountant also was like, hey, give yourself this much and then figure out other ways if you need more money. But for now, go for this because you don't pay taxes at all. Like, whatever I earn, nothing goes to the state. This is hard to live from in Belgium, I would say, especially the last few years. I am still earning more than my girlfriend, or I think I'm earning similar to her now. But a lot of, like, if you start as a salaryman working the 50 hours a week or whatever, you're earning 200,000, which is basically the same. Rent here for the apartment is 500 euros a month converted, and includes like the internet and things like that. Big Smoke, how can you stay legally in Japan? Who says I'm here legally? I'm joking. I am here legally. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, you can survive way more. So, and they live in the north of Japan. I still live pretty close to a city. I'm pretty close to Osaka, which is still more expensive because this is a very good connection there. It's much, much cheaper than Belgium, basically. Also, Sinus Kista, will we see you at Gamescom? You will. I'm coming back just to meet you at Gamescom. Only for you. I'll be at Gamescom and DevCom. I'll be flying back from Japan for you. Because those are big events for us usually as well. Like, we do a lot of video coverage. We make a lot of videos. We do the IRL streams and all of that, basically. Will we get an apartment tour? No. Probably not. Definitely never on the Bite Me Games channel. Like, one thing I considered is, like, starting a for fun channel for myself of, like, top 10 tips or whatever, where you go to Japan, or like 5 culture shocks I wasn't prepared for, and like, this is what a $500 a month apartment gets you in Japan. But then I realized, like, my content creator brain is so fucked that I started thinking about the video and like the YouTube channel, and then I immediately started thinking about, like, what's the long-term strategy with this? How are we monetizing the channel? How are we doing this and that? And I'm like, I'm not gonna have fun with this. I don't want to edit this stuff. So I don't think it's coming anytime soon. Basically, I hate those videos. Yeah, don't you want these YouTube shorts of like, did you know in Japan the vending machines are heated in winter? Yeah. Benefits of living in a third world country as a solo dev. I can survive with a relatively successful game. What? I feel like the Boba Tea Shop could be considered more than a relatively successful game. No, Mike? I wouldn't call this relatively successful 70k. like, of course, you'd still lose a bunch of money on like 30% cuts and whatever, but this is still very good. Wait, but are they actually heated? Yeah, they are. So in winter, the vending machines, they sell heated drinks, and in summer, they're cooled. Dear Mr. Marnix, I hereby apply for a position in Bite Me Games. I work for very little pay and also work for little, but I'm nice. Yeah. I am going to Bit Summit. I unfortunately didn't get a boot. I applied for Bit Summit. We didn't get a boot, but some of our friends of the channel do have boots. I know of 2 developers at least, and I'm working on a video right now, or like I'm working out the logistics where I want to do a video where I just go and help them for 1 day and then vlog the thing. So I get the benefits of like the video and the experience because I know how these events work. I like, you know, talking to people, handing out flyers, doing demos, giving them explanations and whatever. But I don't have to deal with the logistical nightmare of setting up a boot for 3 days. I'm going to be making content at Bit Summit. We're probably going to interview some actual Japanese developers as well. And do those things as well. How do you plan to stay in Japan? Is it permanent? So right now, I'm still on a regular tourist visa, but I'm applying, like, the next time I'm coming back, I'm using a startup visa, which is like 6 months to 1 year, and then from then on, probably I'll marry my girlfriend, like my now girlfriend, and go from there. Yeah, 30% team cut and 30% withholding tax. The withholding tax is also so miserable as well. So yeah, we're definitely... I like to do the Japan-related stuff. I also want to visit like a game dev school, because there's so many of them here, and then once again, make some content about it as well. Damn, we live late for me. Yeah, Bite Me wedding stream. Only my funeral will be streamed. I told this is in my will. Live stream my funeral and monetize the shit out of it if you can. So you will then pay tax in Japan once you're on startup visa. I don't know. I asked my accountant. But the benefit is tax is 8% here. Or like, I think it's like 12%. It's not 47 like in Belgium. Just joined. Are you going to do some devlog series for the new game? Games? Or saving time and going full dev? We'll probably for both games make 1 devlog. Because the return on investment also is way lower. We're probably going to do something like with Unicycle Pizza Time. Am I gonna find it? Of like, we made a game in 1 month. Bite Me Games. We made a game in 1 month. Where we did like, yeah, this one. Like we did 1 devlog, 9k views. We called it devlog 1, just for shits and giggles. We'll probably do 1 of these, but not more. Just 1 at some point. The Mindstein. Do you think it's good to buy a Stream Deck? I assume you mean a Steam Deck, because a Stream Deck... Oh, I don't think I have, like... The Stream... Oh my god. I got a Stream Deck. A Stream Deck is like this thing. If you want to do OBS. You don't need this. You want the Steam Deck. I need an excuse to buy one. Is it easier to make games for SteamOS? Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna be honest, like 50% of the reason why I use my Steam Deck is to just test out like our games, test out compatibility, because we always go for Steam Deck compatibility. All of our games usually have Steam Deck compatibility if we can, and then we test it out. I actually did play an actual game on my Steam Deck recently on my flight over here to Japan. I had my Steam Deck with me because I was like, yeah, I need to develop on it for work. And I did like play Metal Gear, like Rising Revengeance, for like 5 hours on the plane. It was pretty fun. Yeah. Hello, do you want to be a publisher for other indies in the near future? No, Max. Definitely not in the near future. It's like one thing that I did like imagine at some point of the long-term strategy or whatever of Bite Me is like to kind of become like a micro publisher where maybe it's not like we won't give you $50,000, well, we can give you like 1,000, 5,000, and then like some support of like, so you can get started with that Steam, like your Steam credit and getting good capsule art and those things, and then we help with the marketing, whatever. I don't want to do this anytime soon anymore. I think it's a lot of work for limited payoff and things like that. Instead of Steam Deck, I would buy Switch instead. But you can't develop for Switch. And Forge Industries Senuskiste is not Steam Deck verified, unfortunately. That one didn't happen. It has no controller support. Basically, if we have controller support, we go through our, like, we put in the effort to get it Steam Deck verified as well. What's the indie gaming culture like in Japan, or have you not been there long enough to get familiar with it? I am very familiar with it. You also have like Tokyo Indies. You have a pretty big indie game dev scene here. So this one, like there are monthly indie game dev meetups in Tokyo. I don't think Osaka has something similar, but I do, whenever I'm in Tokyo, pick these up. And then there's another one as well. I've gone to some indie gaming events. I'll also probably go into like the Osaka Indie Game Summit. This one got announced recently. I'll probably go here as well. Things that I've learned about Japan is that 2D platformers, pixel art games in general, RPGs, like top-down RPGs, RPG Maker style games, and very, very weird 3D games is basically all they make here. You are not finding a boomer shooter on any of these events. Like also on a Bit Summit and whatever, it's just all 2D platformers, all Metroidvanias, all visual novels, because that's what people like here. There's a lot of difference basically in what you find on a Western game dev like event, indie game dev show, versus a Japanese one. Like very weird games as well. There's this one game. They don't have their name even they're just not localizing at all. This is not an NSFW game. It just looks like one. I met the developer of this, and it's like, this is 9 years in development. This started as a Flash game. He was developing on the game long enough that Flash got end-of-lifed and had to port over to Unity, and right now he's hoping to release it in 2026. And this is like a dedication that you just don't find as much. Like, he's not the only one, basically, who has this much, like, in-depth, basically, or whatever. I'm not gonna go to Tokyo Indies, Franku, because I live in Osaka now. But whenever I did go to Tokyo, like for Tokyo Game Show, I do go to the Tokyo Indies as well. Somehow I have the prejudice that in Japan, RPG Maker games are mainly made by indies. Yeah, but also, for example, Game Maker Studio, I met the CEO of Game Maker Studio at one of the Tokyo Indies events, because it's like half of their user base basically is set in Tokyo, is set in Japan as well. Because it's just so popular here still to make those more 2D simple style games as well. Yeah, Osaka has indie events. I just haven't found as many for them. I know Kyoto as well. I went to like some developer. There's like a Playdate developer in Kyoto, Chuhai Labs. I think that's their name. Kyoto, that's what I'm talking about. I went and I visited them as well. They're pretty nice as well. Kyoto has more as kind of a drop-off from Nintendo used to be there. And then a lot of developers, like, they used to work at Nintendo and then they left Nintendo and they started their own studios in Kyoto, which is why there is a pretty surprisingly big indie developer scene there as well. Also, Poseidon, you're just only talking dumb stuff. There is no Steam Deck dev kit. You have no idea how Steam Deck works. What are you talking about? Just go somewhere else. For Steam Deck, if you want this thing, Unicycle Pizza Time. So we have it for Unicycle Pizza Time, where you get this beautiful check mark, Steam Deck compatibility verified. Whereas if you go to a Kyodon Anomaly, we don't have that. It just says like unknown. Once you've reached a magical number at a certain point of how much money you've earned from your game, I don't know. I think for us it was at around 100 reviews on the game. A little bit less for Overtime Anomaly. No, for Unicycle Pizza Time, you will automatically get checked. You cannot apply for this. They will just do it for yourself, and then you get the check mark. Yeah. Still have a Game Maker 2 desktop license. Isn't it free now? Or no, Game Maker Studio, I guess. Or is Game Maker Studio different from Game Maker 2? I feel like it's gonna be the same. My free games got checked. Yeah, it's like once you have a certain amount of people playing the game, it's not just monetary wise, it's like interest wise, I guess. Then you get the review. Oh, we got one more review. Bam, still positive. What's the new review? Because we were at 38 at the start of the stream. Now I'm curious. Sort by recent. All languages. Is it another? No. I feel like there was no new one yet. Or not in here as well. It's the same basically. Just legacy. Okay, I see. I'm also surprised. How do I still have it open? For like how bad YouTube makes this look like, we're like 10% less viewers than average. Which is like, I think still fine. Especially if we combine the lovely people on Twitch. I love you guys. I just forget about you sometimes. Steam does loan out LCD Steam Decks. I think this is a US only thing. I have heard of developers who do it. We've applied for them once as well. But I only know United States based developers or like continental, like also Canada. Because you can do it here, like submit hardware request. Like Steam Deck. Oh, I have a pending request. I have submitted this, I think, over a year ago. I'm pretty confident I've submitted this over a year ago and it's still in review. I didn't even expect this to still be like in review. So basically, you're not getting anything because this has been in review for a year plus at this point. Doc/Steam Deck/dev kits. They're working tirelessly to respond to you as quickly as possible. Yeah. Wait. Kyodon Anomaly is your game? I thought you were comparing to Overtime Anomaly. No, it's our game. We've made Kyodon Anomaly as well. Pretty much why I bought it. Yeah. The way I bought my Steam Deck is just I bought like a whole bunch. I bought like 400 Huntsman cases for like 10 cents each back in 2015. And then I sold them all and I had enough money to buy a Steam Deck. And then I just bought a Steam Deck basically. That is like the one time investing did pay off for me, and CSGO made me money. Exidor in Twitch chat is like, hey, I was wondering about one thing you said about Kyodon Anomaly launch, that the dev and marketing period was short in order to the NextFest and marketed enough. I don't think I said that exactly. I'll get to that in a second. Is it good in this case to delay the launch while working on the next game? This was more of a thing. I'm also not going to put this game on. This was more of a problem with Overtime Anomaly, I would say. I think Kyodon Anomaly, because of how short it is as a game, actually I think I can see like some stats of like average playtime, right? A demo makes less sense. I think Kyodon Anomaly just is harder. I think Overtime Anomaly, in hindsight, probably could have benefited. Yeah, medium time played 15 minutes. Could have benefited more from having a demo, joining NextFest, and then maybe being pushed it out. But this is hindsight 2020. The initial goal for when we set the scope of that game was to have released the game before the NextFest even came out, to have it be a shorter scope game. If we would have known that it was going to take longer than we expected, or like this much longer, then maybe we could have looked into it and like maybe done like the first 2 or 3 days or whatever, and then joined the NextFest. For next games, we are doing that. For the next games we're going to make, which have that longer dev cycle as well, we are doing the NextFest, we are doing the demo, we are doing all of that, because I think there is some benefit in it. I think the one thing for Kyodon Anomaly that we did well is that we finished the game first, basically, and then sent content creator outreach. And after that, basically, like, we just sat on the game for 2 weeks. We could have hit the release button way earlier if we wanted to, but we did want to wait for like most content creators that we did reach out to, which were a decent amount, to cover the game. And only then we release it. Demo, just purely from the fact of the genre. And the playtime wouldn't make sense here. But for most other games, it does. Steam Deck is also the floor. I think for Steam Deck, I look at like... It's like the minimum performance we try to hit as well. If it runs on a Steam Deck, it's like, this is fine enough. So I guess it kind of overlaps with what you mean, Sub-Zero. The demo a benchmark app. I feel like a demo benchmark app as an indie game that, like, this is a URP game. Let's not kid ourselves. Any PC can run this for the most part. I think it's gonna get bad reviews. I think it's you do get the visibility, I guess. But then we get into the timing problem, because that's another thing. Why we wanted to release this game end of May? Because we have NextFest June 9th to June 16th, right? Which you don't want to launch in the next, like right after usually, because that's when everyone is launching it, right? Yeah, wait, so June NextFest. Okay, ends June 16th. Bear with me. And then 10 days later, we go into the summer sale, which you also do not want to launch in the middle of a summer sale. So, okay, then we see that it's also the Steam Summer Showcase of Summer Showcases, which is like pretty overlapping. And a lot of the games in these Summer Showcases will then instantly also try to release in that 10-day slot between the NextFest and the summer sale. Because otherwise you have to wait more than a month. Because you don't want to release the week after the summer sale either. Because most people just spend a whole bunch of money that they didn't want to spend, or like they didn't plan on spending, on the summer sale. And then we're suddenly looking at a release in August compared to May. And that is 2.5 months that we as a studio would need to bridge. That honestly, we weren't able to, most likely. Or it would be extremely risky for potentially an unknown payoff as well. So we kind of delayed the launch, but we didn't delay it like to the point of like doing the next and things like that, because in this timeline, it didn't work. For the next games, we could keep the timeline of when is the next fest, when is the winter, like autumn sale and winter sale. Keep those things in mind and then market around those things as well. I have that DLSS upscaler thing. I think the asset is pretty meh. Do you think July 15th is too close to the sale? Wait, when was it? July 10th. I think you can make it work. Because you have 10,000 wish lists. You can force yourself to a certain degree for people to care. I think July 15th is okay. Because if you have 10,000 wish lists, you can play around with these things more. But most of our audience, no offense, we also don't have 10,000 wish lists whenever we launch a game. Okay. Hey, Bite Me Games. Right now, I am a 22-year-old data analyst in Eastern Europe. Sometimes one weird idea as I try indie game development as a career comes to mind, but I keep it as a hobby. Do you think it's a good idea to follow your example? No, it's a horrible idea. Keep it as a hobby for a long time. I think once you've like launched a game or maybe 2 games, then it's a better thing. I think we're dumb, like not dumb. But you know, you get that hopium and all of that off. We hadn't released Forge Industry yet. We were expecting the game to earn us $1 trillion when we quit, basically. Also, what secure DLSS is included in Unity if you don't need an asset? I think that's HDRP only. So, what he's talking about is, I was going to go through this because I had a fun live stream idea. The Unity Asset Store just started a new sale. Don't buy assets yet. I have an affiliate link. Please use the affiliate link. But one of these... does the affiliate link really matter? I don't know. Am I going to find it? Yeah, you have like this. DLSS upscaling for Unity. This was also in like some other bundles. Like we have this. We have a seat for this. We looked at this for Forge Industry. I think I tried to put it in. It's kind of meh. Like, it definitely has a pretty big quality impact. But yeah, you can put it very easily on top of a URP project and things like that. Yeah, so in HDRP, you don't need this. If you're doing URP, this can work. But I think it added way too much ghosting and anti-aliasing, even on like the lowest like impact thing, basically, like least performance, like what's it called, like highest quality, basically, that you didn't really notice it that much. Is this a great asset? I don't know. I think it's a thing of like just flicking the DLSS button also will not make your game great to begin with. But yeah, speaking of DLSS, let's take a look at maybe... I want to take a quick look at this. So Epic showed off, it was like Unreal Fest, I think in Orlando or something, where they had a tech demo. It is not for The Witcher 4, but it is like, I don't know, a textbook demo. So yeah, switch. Okay, we just look at how pretty it is, I guess. Where is the beautiful video? Here we go. Let's see here. I am now a React YouTuber. Wow, guys, look at what you can do with Unreal.
Sleep is he, the plowing plonker. Break me pearlies on this blasted pit-ridden tract.
Okay, so this is cinematic. I saw another one. I feel like the cinematic is more meh. Witcher 4 UE5. What? I didn't look up updates. Yeah, this one. Oh, I clicked the wrong one, didn't I? Yeah, I clicked the wrong one. Here. This is the one.
These dense clusters.
Oh, it comes with voiceover. Okay, I only watched it like very shortly muted. So yeah, you have like this. This is like, you know, the traditional tech demo. Yeah, so base PS5. The games just do look really good. There was a point a bit further with like the horse. God damn it, horse games, horse sim games, whatever. They're gonna get a big leap in physics or whatever. I shouldn't run this at 4K while live streaming, I feel so. But like, the muscles, the hair movement, all of that. I do like it. I haven't watched the full thing. I'm gonna put this a bit lower. Because it does look pretty sleek. And like the facial animations in the world. Oh, they have the city ones as well. I just wonder, like, that's the question you have to ask yourself. And that's, in this case, there's a little bit of drama. Oh, people like this part of like the NPC interaction, because this is something that hasn't existed in gaming for a while. Like the OG Assassin's Creed 2, I think I played, had something similar. But I don't know how much it is like pre-done for you versus you do it yourself. Like these kinds of physics. The question is, will Witcher 4 look like this? Especially when you have CD Projekt Red, who haven't had the greatest launch with their previous game. So yeah. Good morning, Carrie, as well, in Twitch chats. I like... Oh, I didn't even notice that. Oh, the kid like goes after fruit, right? Wait. It like falls? What's the kid? Oh, not a kid. Okay, it's pretty slow. But yeah, it goes and picks up the fruit. The question is, how much of this will you actually see? Yeah, that, because I feel like that is something very I mean, it's like, for a Witcher story game, like you probably do script these things regardless of what you do. And like, you know, the guy getting thrown off. And then, yeah, you have your cutscenes. I do wonder if The Witcher 4 will actually look like this, because I do think this is going to be a really pretty game then. But that's like the thing now of like, is this really what the game's going to be like? Or is this a tech demo and putting like The Witcher 4 right into it, but then CD Projekt Red is like, no, it's in the Witcher universe, is I feel like a little bit more of a trickery slope or whatever. Slippery slope, whatever. Anyway, another reason that Godot never could. It's we take a look at this. Oh, is this the one with the explanation of what they have? Okay, so 60 FPS. Why is this GIF lagging? Okay, hardware ray tracing. Animation altering. Okay, I have no idea what that is. But apparently you can make a squid to this. Sure thing. Curve editor. This sounds like something that you care about if you use it. I have no idea what it is. Sequencer. I don't know what the sequencer is. So this is the horse. Yeah, the horses look really good. Procedural physics. Metahuman. Yeah. Simplified UX. I feel like this is always something. I don't know how much of this is really... every time you pronounce GIF, a part of me dies. Foster work with procedural tools. Yeah. Cinematics. And that's that. Then there's more. Okay. Let's look at what is Godot at? Godot made with Showcase. Have they updated this for like recently? 2024? Yeah. Oh, they have a showcase. Okay, let's compare. Okay, this is 2D game. This is deep fried. This is 2D. This is 2D. This is deep fried. This is 2D. This is stylized. This is 2D. This is 2D. This is stylized. 2D. Oh, look, guys. It's our high fidelity game that looks like Black Ops 2 from 2012. Road to Vostok is the best example. Yeah, it's a pretty... Road to Vostok is not like the best example if you just want to point at like the dick measuring contest of look at how realistic I am between like the engines. Like definitely no, I think nobody should use Godot if your goal is to be a realistic game. It's like the easy answer. So yeah. Anyways, that was my 5 minutes a day of hating on Godot. I still love you guys. I hope you guys still love me. But yeah, Road to Vostok, it's okay. So, need to compare indie games to indie games, not AAA to hobbyist. Yeah, but like even indie games made in Unreal do look pretty solid. Oh, you didn't mention the epic 100% revenue share. Yeah, because it's not worth mentioning. In its eternal quest to try and be like anyone wants to use them, the Epic Game Store has updated their revenue share, where I think it used to be 12%, and then they dropped it to like 5%, and then like 3%. Now it's just 100% revenue share for your first $1 million, trying to get the indie developers to come over to the Epic Game Store. Yeah, so it used to be 88 to 12%. I think this is still not going to do anything. Because I look at this, I have a credit even for the Epic Game Store. I still do not want to use the Epic Game Store. They somehow managed to make a UI that is worse than Steamworks. And Steamworks has gotten a lot of updates, honestly, in the last year to make it look way more interesting. Or like, not interesting, but like functional and less glitchy. Like, for example, some things that didn't exist last year. If you go to like edit store page, you now have like a visual editor. This wasn't there last year. Also, the graphical assets. Oh, this is new. Have been updated as well, like how you can add stuff. They've been doing some good behind-the-scenes Steamworks upgrades. Epic Game Store feels like I'm working with a Japanese company from 2007, where everything is like Google Forms. When your big-ass platform requires me to submit a Google form to submit my game to the Epic Game Store, I feel like you're doing something wrong. You had this opportunity of not working with 15 years of legacy code, and you're like, nah, fuck it. This is gonna be the new stream upload time, basically. Yeah, Ramsey, because I now live in Japan instead of Belgium, so it's a 7-hour time zone difference. So I don't really wanna use the Epic Game Store, because I'm also like, I think we would make more money from selling our games on itch. Probably we would do, because for some reason someone bought Kyodon Anomaly on itch already, compared to it. So yeah, we're not gonna be moving to Epic Games Store anytime soon, I think. I also don't know anyone really who uses it. So yeah, most of realism is good quality assets and lighting. If you put those assets in Unity or Godot, it will. I don't think Godot's lighting is comes anywhere as close to like, because that is one regret, kind of, looking back at Kyodon Anomaly, and especially by the fact that we don't have dev kits, is that I wish we would have made this game in HDRP. Especially because now for our new games, we are using HDRP, because we're also like, yeah, we're not porting these games because they're multiplayer, which is an extra layer of pain. I think making this in HDRP would have made the game look more good, especially now we've had like a little bit of like a first dive into HDRP. We're not gonna go through and like completely port the game from URP to HDRP. That's not worth it either. But that's kind of what we... Looking back, that would be one thing that I kind of want to do. HDRP will look... no, because things like fog. We can do fog better. The lighting, I think we can do more with as well, compared to URP. Yeah, we're not going to use the Lumen equivalent, but I feel like we could make the game look better. William, back me up if you're here. Yeah, we're using HDRP now, and I think it's less scary than we imagined. Give it a shot with Epic. At least try. It's like multi-streaming. I mean, I have the credit. I can probably do it, but I don't think we'll go break even anytime soon. Yeah, slapped the assets into URP and HDRP side by side, and HDRP is just better. And yeah, you can do things like lighting with URP. People do think this game is okay. Like, I know I can do better, is what I've learned now. The more I make games, the more like I can do better next time. Because like also like a unicycle pizza time, I think it still has old screenshots. Like this game also is like, this game could look way, way better if I actually cared about it. But back then when this game was made, I once again had no idea really. I didn't know how lighting and post-processing worked at all. I think the first version of this game didn't come with post-processing enabled. No, we did. But very limited. Not like, we didn't use like the Aces color space and whatever. And it's kind of like, yeah, it shows. And I think we could do better. So yeah. Games have been coming in an uphill trend, definitely. If only, William, our revenue was going in an uphill trend, right? It's almost like the worse the game is that we make, the better revenue we have. For both Anomaly games, assets were indeed bought. Kyodon Anomaly was 2 assets, Overtime Anomaly was 1 asset, and that's basically it. So yeah. I'm gonna just close a bunch of my tabs. Do we put ourselves on Epic Games Store? I don't know. Why releasing on Epic Games Store requires additional development? It's not... Oh, actually, I think... It's more that their platform is just making you hate wanting to work on it. And that's kind of also the problems. More games means bigger bundles you can sell. Yeah, we've done that as well now. So we now have the Bite Me Games collection. Although this is a bundle that I don't think a lot of people will buy. But it's like the Hazardous Employment bundle is, I think, a pretty good one as well. Solid 1% discount, am I right? But bundles definitely do work. You have to balance a bouncing table tennis ball on a racket. How, like in a first person? Like pushing it is third person. I'm not sure what you are envisioning. But I can help you, Gameforge, because you want to ask me something. Because in this moment, right here and now, on the 5th of June, 2025, you're working on your own indie game. Is it a 2D platformer? Is question number 1. If it is, don't. Do you think it's a good idea to start a YouTube channel for marketing said game? I think the answer is no. I think I've said this plenty of times. Because you don't have an audience, and you're not a YouTuber. You do not have experience probably making YouTube videos. And hey, maybe you're a really nice guy, and we'll see each other one day, and we'll high-five like big bros, but probably your videos, the first ones you're gonna make, are not gonna be good. They're not gonna be entertaining, and you're gonna be falling and stumbling over your words the entire time. And that's fine. But the amount of effort that it takes to build up something, like a few stats. It took us 15 months to get to 1,000 subscribers and like 100 videos. Can I watch? Oh, it doesn't go back more. Goddamn, what's the other one? Social Blades. It's not worth it. Yeah. Yeah, watch my first videos. They're hella cringe. And like our first devlogs, they didn't get a lot of views. And they didn't do anything for us wishlist-wise. Like me, games. Can I go back in time enough here? Oh, I'm C grade. Oh, that's sad. 81st biggest YouTuber in Belgium. Can I see my history? Is this lifetime? Yeah. Total. You see this graph? This is 15 months. And then only later did we actually like get somewhere. Just focus on the game and then focus on getting other YouTubers who are way bigger than you to play the game instead. Kyodon Anomaly Dashi. Because this guy can get... Oh, Forsen also played Kyodon Anomaly apparently. I saw that he went live, but I was sleeping when he went live. But I do know probably people in our chat are going to be like, oh, Forsen played it. Because so many people are like, oh, you should make Forsen play your games. This is the first time he played one of our games. 330k views. You are not getting that on your own. You're way better off making a game that is interesting for a YouTuber to cover then as well. You may start making tutorials for Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, but the people who come to what... This is the classical thing. The people who come to watch your Unreal Engine 5 videos, they do not care about your devlogs for the most part. That's why we kind of stopped with that. And we just focus on more game dev content. And when we do make devlogs, we just tailor them completely at developers without that goal really of getting a lot of wishlists from them. Because that's also less interesting. It's the wrong audience, yeah. We do the devlogs more, for us personally, for the sake of, hey, we're YouTubers, we're game devs. We kind of have to. And it's part of the showing you guys what it's like to make a game. We are not aiming our devlogs at like the goal of like, oh, go and wishlist the games. Something like indeed a trailer and getting the trailer covered and all of that is going to be better. Also, someone keeps sending me messages. Okay, this is Thomas. It's fine. Oh, damn it. Now I got distracted. What was I talking about? YouTube, whatever. Focus on good trailer. I think you're pretty solid there indeed then. Target audience is not really... Yeah. Well, I make a game where you make floating ball dodging stuff. But your controls are changing direction on the X, Y, and Z axis. Would it be interesting for a YouTuber to play? On first glance, not at all. I'm sorry, my dude. Unless you can get the visuals interesting. I can't imagine it. Maybe, yeah, I'm purely imagining like a graph and that I am moving in. I don't think it's great. I think it's like, what's the Endless Pizza game? Like, maybe if it's something like this. I don't know if you guys know this game. Where it's like kind of dodging stuff. And it's like very weirdly and funnily presented. Maybe it could work. But it doesn't explain most 3D games. Move on X, Y, Z, X is and dodge stuff, yeah. Anyways, we're gonna spend some money. Because this was something else that I saw. Today, there's a new sale on the Unity Asset Store. So we're gonna cover all games. We shat on Godot. We talked about how amazing Unreal Engine 5 is. And now we're gonna look at discounts for the Unity Asset Store. And they have like this pretty fun one where everything is $2. And one thing I like to do, and we're gonna take you guys through it here, is I just filter on only the environments. And then I look at this and like take something and I'm like, if I had, because this is going back kind of to what you're doing, Damien. Our games are mostly centered around one big asset pack. And that's why they usually have a good visual cohesion and look pretty good. And I like to just look at asset packs, like new asset packs that come out or whatever. And just imagine what style of game would I make here? Would be a game that we could make, and then be like, would this be something for us to make? Because if it's like, I come up with a good horror game idea, for example, and it's like $2 for the environment, that's a steal if I can make an anomaly game or whatever based upon this. And I just like doing that. So I'm gonna go with you, and we're gonna look at some of the assets, and we're just gonna look at what do we think about this, what will we make as a game for this. And this one. You're gonna recognize for certain games. We actually used this publisher, but a different asset for Unicycle Pizza Time. The Supermarket Together game uses the demo scene of this asset, which is pretty funny. Do they have an outdoor picture? Like, you can see that the environment here. Huh. Does look a little bit suspiciously similar, right? And this is also like kind of to show you that, hey, look, this game, Supermarket Together, is very, very positive. And it's just a demo scene, basically, for an asset. And then, yeah, okay, it's not the important part. But still, like, everyone uses assets, is what it comes down to. Johannes, hey, can you hear me? I can't hear you. But I can read what you're writing. Does that count? Also, Waseku, curators are bad, and you don't want to encourage working with curators. We made a video once that tells you all about it. I go into it in my games. Game was pirated. Basically, either if you send them keys, they will sell them. Wow, I look so young and happy back here. Also, did I? No, I don't want to full screen this. I want to just look. I feel like my face changed shape. Did I get fatter? It's fine, you can tell me. I look so young. What happened? Hair was fleek. I mean, it's still fine now. I feel like my face used to be like way more squished or something. I don't know. You got longer. Yeah, this was almost 2 years ago, August 2023, so 22 months ago. Is this aligning the lens? Maybe the lens, because this is a webcam and this was shot on a 50mm lens. I changed camera. Like, yeah, there's definitely some camera changes because now I run this one, the Lumix S9 with 28 to 200mm f4.0 to 7.1 aperture lens, which is pretty good. Very crispy. This was shot on a Sony ZV-1, and this is shot on a C920 webcam because I'm not fancy enough. You've grown big brain. That's what we all tell ourselves. God damn it. I forgot what I... Oh, that video I talk about curators. Do I not have timestamps? Yeah, I do have timestamps. So there is a video linked in here, which is really interesting. The truth about Steam curators, which is a video. He looks like a guy who runs a Steam curation scam thing, right? Let's be honest. And basically they run like 50 different curators and they just send you the automated emails and whatever, trying to, one, get keys, and two, if it's not keys, and you send them to Curator Connect, which has that promise of, oh, they can't resell it. You can't revoke Curator Connect. And that's how we ended up getting our game pirated, because we sent it to a curator before release. And there was a pre-release version before the full game was out yet, already out, that you could get. Let me see. I can probably find it. Forge Industry Tenoke. Can I see the version? No. This is not it. Come on, here's this one. This was July 23rd. Okay, so this is a release date. Like some dude. Gameplay. I'm gonna see if I can find this. This is such an amazing... Here. Shirley Rocks. This guy. He played our game, right? And this is very tiny. Let me see if I can zoom in because you guys can't see this. I want to take a screenshot of this. So he was running release 2023-07-19. So we use a pretty standard like system of year dot month dot date of whenever this build was made, right? This was the build he was running. There's only one problem. If you go to our Steam store page, I actually have a shortcut for Forge Industry. You'll notice that the game released on July 21st, officially, 2023-07-21. He has a pre-release build. He's using a pirated version of the game because we didn't reach out to give him an early build. We sent him a... I don't think we said... No, he didn't send him, like, because he covered the game like a lot later, like July 30th as well. Which is kind of, you know, unique, let's say. And that is kind of what happens with those curators, a lot of them. And then they can update the like torrents as well, because you can't revoke the key that you give to them. So anyways, that's the small side thing. I think curators are bad. I think Steam should just get rid of them because there is no value in it. Like, no, there is. The problem is that the curator system also runs, is like what runs the underlying, like things like the summer showcase. Like these things, like the PC gaming show, are also kind of curators behind the scene of like how it works in like their database or whatever. And like, because you also have like the Belgian, I'm gonna find just Forge Industry again. There's like a curator here of like games in Belgium, Belgian games. And this curator was like the account used for the Belgian Game Awards, which was a Steam event as well. So yeah, I don't know. I think they're not really great, is what it comes down to, curators. And I just have an Outlook rule where if the words contain like curator or key, or both of them combined, it just goes immediately to like a box of like spam. Not like spam. Let's see. Also, their emails always look so bad. So here, I have my folder. It's like curators spam, and this is like a rule for like all of these. Like, they look so cringe, my dude. Sometimes I just want to respond like, please kill yourself. I don't. Like, who types like this? No normal human being. But this is all just automated shit, basically. That is just not... Like, they try to sound fancy. And sometimes they do, like, FOMO. And, yeah. Like, sometimes they're like, oh, yeah, please send us keys because the Curator Connect expires and whatever. Yeah, here. This is just plain old lies and all of that. Here, let me make this bigger. Of like, oh yeah, I'm a curator. Send me 3 to 5 keys. All of those are gonna get sold. The curator's version is limited to 30 days. This is a lie as well. The email is confirmed on the curator's page. This means nothing security-wise as well. This is once again just FOMO. This is just stupid. This is a guy who deserves to die at a young age or be bald for the rest of his life. Probably is bald already. I very strongly despise curators. Keymailer is also filled with garbage, is the problem I have as well. So you're better off having like, I don't know, just send out emails. Don't deal with Keymailer. If you look at Keymailer, look at like what are the YouTubers that are applying to Keymailer, and then just reach out to them directly. Like they have to send you their like email, like name anyway, so you can just go to their channel, look for the name and email, and then send it yourself. Those two things are, you said, are sure equal in severity. Yeah. I was gonna go and look at assets to buy. What would I make as a game with this asset? Oh.
New 25 donation from Kay. Show me the money.
What money do you want? But thank you very much, Carrie, for the $25 donation. Please specify the money. Do you want a flex? Because I went just for you to the gym earlier. Because I finally have a gym subscription again. You guys want to see my beautiful gym game? I am so weak right now. But yeah, I basically didn't go to the gym for 8 months. I don't know if you noticed it. Like, side tangenting. I'm gonna go back to the all the money people should be donating. I see. Give me like, what was like, I'm gonna go, I want to find like a video where I was like in my peak physically. Because sometimes this is the downside of looking at all your videos. Like, I was way more of a gym bro, like I think 2 years ago, compared to now. I think like this one. Ugh. I just look so much more sexy. Okay, not as much here. I used to be buffer at some point. Man, these videos are so big. But definitely the last 8 months I've been slacking. Because like my gym membership expired. But I knew I was going to move to Japan. And it didn't make sense for me to renew my gym membership because it's pretty expensive in Belgium. For me to only then be able to use it like 4 or 5 months or something. And then, because you have to do it for a full year. You can't do it like monthly, basically, at my gym. But now here in Japan, I got a new 16... what 16? I got an actual gym subscription again. Game ID is Hot Dog Stand Simulator. Great one, honestly. Honestly, really good one, Sub-Zero. Does that not exist yet? Hot Dog Stand. Hot Dog Truck Simulator. Hot Dog Hustler. Okay. This is a very different, like, this is a kiosk style. This is low poly. I think this art style would perform a little bit worse. I think, or what's the... I don't know what it's called, but like in like New York, you have like those like newspaper vendors things, like, you know, the little block, like small, like few square meter thing, and they sell you like newspapers or like small snacks or whatever. This would be a perfect asset for that. And I think the idea, like, okay, simulator games in general, I think perform pretty decently as well. It worked as well. Sour and real lighting? I don't know. With the other one, maybe? Anomaly Hot Dog Truck Simulator in Japan. Fun fact, they're not called hot dogs here. They're called wina. Don't know, ask me why, but that's that. Also, guided tuba. I started working out 3 months ago. I'm the same weight, but I feel fatter. I think I've lost a lot of muscle. I have the same. I lost weight, but I basically lost all my muscle. I cried when I went to the gym like a few days ago for the first time. I used to bench 70 kilos pretty easily, like 3 times 8 reps of 70 kilos. I right now struggle to do 6 times 50. And it's just soul crushing. But on the other hand, I do like it because I waited so long. This is my copium between when I went to the gym the last time and now, that I can basically get like, you know, newbie gains again to a certain degree. And I'm pretty confident that if I go and stick to my old schedule, I can get pretty like strong again pretty fast because I know now the diet stuff and all of that as well. Also, your shoulders used to look like boulders, but now they're bony. Yeah, I used to have good shoulders. That's actually really true. I'll get back to that one. Have you seen Zootopia? I have not. I'm unfortunately not a furry. You can go around to businesses and catch people leaving work. You push your cart around. Yeah. I sleep, I feel. Haunted house simulator, like a roller coaster tycoon, but you build a haunted house. I've seen this. This exists. I don't know the name. Okay, so a hot dog stand simulator. Am I gonna buy this asset? I don't think so. I think it's too empty for a game that I can immediately think of, but I think it could definitely work. This was one that I saw, and I had an amazing idea for this. Military low poly 3D pack. I don't know if it's an amazing idea. It's just an idea that I saw, and I looked at the screenshots of this. I think you could Minami Lane this game. Where, okay. So, the loop of Minami Lane, for the unaware ones, is that you start with a small street and then every day you expand like an extra building. So you can choose for like a park, which like increases happiness, a flower store, an onsen, and then like boba stores and whatever. And there's like goals of you need to make X amount of money, but it also needs to be clean enough, and there needs to be like these certain things. I feel like you could make a cozy military base simulator. Oh, where's my asset store? With this art style, where you always just expand like a motor pool or a barracks or whatever. Are we looking for game ideas, guided tuba? No, we're just looking at assets. I like to do this thing and like be like, okay, if I was given this asset back, what style of game would you make with it, basically? It's kind of because, you know, if I just put you in an empty room and I'm like, okay, you have to make a game now, you don't really know what to come up with. This is why game jams, for example, can be good because they constrain it a little bit in terms of, you know, how much you can do. It's like, yeah, we're not making certain genres because you have that, what's it called? Like the theme, usually, of a game jam. And it's kind of the same thing here, where I look at an asset pack and I'm like, could I make a game for this? Cozy military base simulator. That's new. Yeah, like a base tycoon game, but more focused on like happy. I feel like you could make like some, oh, your injury is not service related jokes into it. And then you deal with like morale of like how happy are they? Because if you give a bunch of Marines a firing range on like day 7, they're gonna be more happy than if they just get like, I don't know, something else. Are we gonna do this? I don't think so. I think it's like a 5 out of 10 idea. But it's like for $2. Who knows? Maybe one day. I find I come up with game learning ideas while learning something. I started learning bash scripting and ended up making game parts. Yeah. Yeah, RTS tower defense or yeah, tycoon game. Indeed. Recruit comes in with no legs. Forget him. Our military base doesn't need a hospital. More ping pong tables. Yeah, because we gotta min-max the happiness and morale. Give them crates of crayons. Yeah. This one, I feel like is a pretty useless asset. Because this one screams mobile slop and nothing else to me. And like very weird colors, and the assets kind of look weird. I wouldn't. It feels like this feels like an AI generated asset pack. It's not. I'm pretty sure it's not, but it doesn't feel like there was a lot of thought put into what do we make with this asset pack. I would say, got to invade the elves. Yeah, but like things like the ants, I just don't think they look good. Yeah, I know it's the same maker, but I think it's way worse. Like, this has a very neat, consistent style. Whereas this one is just like, fuck it, overly bright, vibrant colors everywhere. And that's it. Okay, so we got the fancy dungeon. Okay, Dwarven dungeon. Can we make a Dwarven Anomaly game? If you look at this. What's the sky? This is not... I think that's a problem. You have a skybox. Cozy kid game that sells 0 copies on Steam, yeah. A fantasy anomaly game, I'm not sure if it could work. I think is the thing. Of like, you know, maybe like a dungeon crawler anomaly hunting game. If we look at the anomaly hunting wave. But I'm not sure. They have a HDRP walkthrough. How does this look? Can I make this bigger as well? I can. This asset maker, the Liartis, is also one that's like pretty hit or miss, I would say. They can have some good stuff. They can have some really bad assets as well. Dwarven Unicycle. Maybe like, this is a dungeon throne room. So that's also like a blacksmithing game doesn't make sense here. It would be more of like an ARPG, but it's not enough on its own to be a good asset. And then you get that problem of if you start mixing assets, even if you get other assets from Liartes, they're not going to match exactly. Go around to clean up the dungeon from adventurer corpses. Okay. Yeah. Which is basically just a fantasy version of Crime Scene Cleaner at that point. Which could work. Because, yeah. It's like almost like you get those isekai anime genre stuff where you sell like entrance. William, wasn't this like the whole plot point of like the last season of I Reincarnated as a Slime? You sell entrance tickets to the dungeon, and if you die, like some guy just comes and mops you around. And like, that's it. A rob everything game. Bit like when you play Skyrim and steal all the cups in the basement. I think it's too limited for that. Because I think the one environment definitely kills this a bit. What does game? Yeah, clean up the dungeon. I think that would be a pretty decent idea. Is it 2 hits already? Sub-Zero, you're pretty on point with the game ideas with this one. Okay. Abandoned psychiatric hospital. Okay, this is used to like, I think we have this asset as well. This is an easy one for horror games. Yeah, I think we have this exact one already. There's so much you can do here. Power Wash Dungeon. Yeah, for the previous one. I think this is an easy one if you're planning on making like baby's first horror game. This is a good one to go for. The Aftermath environment. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so this is after a battle, basically fantasy medieval. Do they have a walkthrough? No. This could be some narrative-based horror game, I feel. Where you come back after, I don't know, something to find like your village destroyed and you have to like uncover what happened. $1 million idea. Late 90s or early 2000s wear/game/movie piracy sim game in the style of Schedule 1 where you get material, burn CDs and sell them on the streets, schools, offices, whatever. That is actually, fun fact, how CD Projekt Red started. They started selling pirated copies in Poland of like games because I think, no, it's something, they weren't available basically. And then they used that money basically to go and start their own thing here. Wait. What's like the, did they have the original one? Yeah. They were selling cracked copies of Western video games at a Warsaw marketplace. And that's basically it. And then they were like, hey, they became legal and went from there. So basically you're making CD Projekt Red as a simulator in the style of Schedule 1. Which could be funny. if you go and pull it all the way through to they become a game publisher at a later point as well, or like a game studio, game development studio. If you want to know more about this story, Wikipedia has one, but the book Blood, Sweat, and Pixels by Jason Schreier talks about this entire thing as well. Medieval dating sim. I don't think this is a great medieval dating sim, but okay. I'm going to pull up a second tab, actually. Because there is indeed... There's some other assets on sale, so you basically can make a $6 game. If we go for 3D characters, where you can get like 66 different creatures. So it would basically be like a second wave game then, where you already got attacked once, and now you're like the last stand with like your outpost compared to the rest of the kingdom or whatever that you have to protect against. And then you could make it like a horde survival game, perhaps. Because I think we are picking up this asset. This is probably the best deal you can have of like the super creatures. I don't know how much we'll use, but we use the Maxim Burgrimov in some of our other assets, like other games. Some of them match, some of them maybe a little bit less, but for $2, this is a really good team. Helm's Deep Simulator, yeah. I think this one could be a good one quality-wise and vibes-wise, and makes more sense as like a standalone, isolated thing. Future slums, abandoned, post-apocalyptic. I think this is a very hard one. I don't think this is a good asset. I don't think this is one you should get. Okay, cozy horror game. Let's go. Low poly 3D model for cemetery. This could maybe be something Ware Cleaner like. Because that, like, Ware Cleaner, but like a top-down third-person graveyard manager or something. I think like asset packs like this, and that's also like kind of the thing with the military one, is that it gets more dangerous because this is like a very specific style of stylization. Everyone has a different style of what's stylized. This doesn't come with characters. So finding characters that would fit this already locks you into the It Happy publisher, and I don't know if they have a good one, for example. Like they do seem to have a lot of, okay, they have other assets that do include like monsters, but then you're looking at buying an extra $100 asset, which maybe is like how they want to get you. They hook you in with a cheap $2 asset pack, but then standalone, because you don't have characters here, you're basically forced to get more, and then especially if you want to add more, this does give like a good, like if you look at this screenshot, I could imagine like a cemetery manager game from just this alone, basically. Graveyard Keeper with zombie automation. Yeah. And then I would, you know, it's cartoony. So what I would then do is add like an economy system where you can like sell corpses to like an evil necromancer or something. Where you get like a business aspect of you can get money by having people, you know, pay for a plot at the land. And you can go and double dip and take that body of whoever died. And then you sell them to the Lich King. So you can choose like, hey, I give you a good deal on very cheap land here. But your corpse will get desecrated and used to like fight the good guys or whatever. I'm an artist/animator, so I tend to focus on what animations I can do for games. Yeah, you can do a lot then already. Soul Manager, where you place the Grim Reaper. Problem with this is like you're already at the graveyard. Or potentially you could expand this, you move the church further, like backwards, and then it becomes more of a tower defensey game, but that's not really an ideal genre, I guess, to make in today's day and age. But I think the overall, like, isometric style view of this asset is pretty good, and like the thing, default background. I feel like if you want, you could make a game based on this. I don't know if it would be a great game though, but I think definitely you could make something with this. Maybe I'm picking this up. We are not... Don't get platformer 12 underwater. Don't get platformer asset packs. Oh, we were talking about, on one of our older streams, we were talking about like Convent Anomaly, right? Where you have like all of the priests in a rope and the Pope is just died. This could fit, although I think this asset pack doesn't have interiors, which kind of defeats the purpose, because I think you definitely need to have an interior for this style of game for it to work. Oh, it does have an interior. Ooh, that does change things if it has an interior. If you can make it like a monastery anomaly, I'm just, my brain goes to anomaly games. Even though I said before in long lengths in the previous stream, like they're not a great genre to make, I do still think that it could work. But I feel like it's colonial. I feel like the colonial vibe kind of ruins it. Because I think desert games inherently aren't as scary. Dragon Temple. Okay, this looks cool. But what am I looking at? Okay, there's basically no assets. Play as a group of kids and use UV flashlights to find ghosts. Kyodon like Luigi's Mansion. Ooh. Yeah. Kind of like they get stuck here as like a dare or something, and then you go and find the ghost with your spotlight, and then you almost like Pac-Man ghost like you don't want to get eaten by them, and they may like kind of try to chase you, then they'll come back. Oh, it comes with an interior as well. I thought it was an exterior only, so you could make this a first-person game. I feel like this wouldn't work as a first-person game with the low level of detail though. Jerry Lee, is your demo participating in the Steam NextFest? In which case, you go to the description down below to submit your store page there. Not your store page, your demo there. If not, it's the Improve My Game, but probably I won't play it on this stream at a later point. Probably, maybe at some point. Yeah, you get the point. If you're participating in Steam NextFest, use the link in the description. Yeah, use the link in the description then if it's part of the NextFest. The Dragon Temple, this looks cool, but feels like it has too few assets to make a game on it. And you're very quickly going to run into a problem of, okay, what am I going to do with this? I think the best thing you can do from this asset pack is basically take the dragon statue throne thing and just use that in a completely different asset or something. Yeah. I think that would be way better. Winter, this looks like mobile slop and not much else. I wouldn't get this one because I don't think you can make something with this art style that looks funny or good. Okay, military airport. Okay, so this is hella high poly. I feel like I have a game in me with this. I think I may pick this up because it's $2, right? But it's not going to be a cozy, like, this couldn't work for the Tycoon game, I think, that I was talking about earlier. This would probably be something more first-person styled. Do you think using heavy fog in a game might make mismatched assets look better, since not everything's seen at one? Players might not realize they don't match, and the fog can be a mechanic. I don't think you need full-on Silent Hill level, but I do think fog does help. And Null Zero, you made a great point. There's no vehicles. Also, I feel like this asset was for free on Fab a few weeks ago. Do they have other... Oh yeah, this one came out recently. Yeah, they don't have like... Yeah, this is a dead on arrival asset pack. Because you need to have military vehicles if you want to do a military base. My library. I feel like I have that same exact asset already through Fab. Do I? Yeah, okay. So... This one you could have gotten for free a few weeks ago. I wouldn't pick this one up then, I guess. Humble Bundle? Doesn't Humble Bundle have always gone sales? I think the sad part is that Humble Bundle kind of dropped the Unity assets after the Unity like runtime fee. Like they always have like some Unreal and Unity stuff for like assets, but this one was kind of bad if I remember correctly. I guess most, like at least for a Unity boy like me. But you have a lot of the like Laertes and Cosmos stuff. Haunted House, Carnival. I have seen this before on Humble Bundle, I swear. This is already on Humble Bundle? I was thinking of like, if I make an anomaly... This asset came out a month ago. And it's already on a Humble Bundle. Which feels questionable as well. Yeah, okay, maybe I want to pick this one up. Because I do like this asset pack. The rest I'm not sure about. Carnival, Miami Club, Ancient Cathedral, Grand Egyptian Temple. 1950s businessman. Cyberpunk billboards, military packs. Yeah. And these are some weird ones. Fantasy Mystic Village. And this is also Unreal only. I'll look at it. But yeah, you don't want to mix low poly with like high realistic whatever, like this stuff. This gonna be even worse. I feel like I've looked at this publisher before. Oh, they have another military environment. So this is more of a camp. But once again, no vehicles, it seems. Although here, since it's more dense, I guess it is a lot of extra scope to add like vehicles. Because then, yeah. Oh no, this is not vehicles. This is just only the buildings. Yeah. Nah. Ida Faber has a $2 character. Yeah, they have a few. Ida Faber has good ones. We'll put Cosmo Dragon Girl in the game. I think one fun thing with Ida Faber, she has this one, which is like a guy and a girl. Sometimes they don't do guys to begin with. Oh, where is the overview? They have like always this beautiful overview. No? I have to find it. Or was it the other one? I think it's the other one then. The Rapid Fire Heavy Military. Where like their female characters come with like nude textures. The guy characters don't. Because who wants those apparently, right? I do like the Ida Faber. Like, they're pretty decent most of the time. Like, yeah, here you can see the dude just has like a bulge and nothing else. And meanwhile, the girls are like super high detailed and all of that. Tongue textures cost extra. No. The Unity by default doesn't allow them. But I think for Ida Faber, you can... you have to send them like an email, and then you do get like the adult content as well. Don't ask me how I know. Don't. Thank you very much. But yeah, the Ida Faber assets are really good. We're using them for some of our games now. The one catch is that Ida Faber, William backs me up, doesn't look good in URP. Like the hair, something goes wrong. Like here it looks okay maybe. But if you're using the Ida Faber ones, which are really high quality ones, like their models, you want to use something like HDRP most of the time. Yeah, if you're using asset inventory, indeed. There's also like the hair, it's but yeah, there's some good and some bad aspects in here. Hey, we can get cute whale. Or we can get Ida Faber ones. But yeah. Are we gonna have a shark in our game, William? Yeah, the Ida Faber is very nice to work with, indeed. Are there some other good stores for assets? I think the main ones is the Unity Asset Store. And then I personally do enjoy Fab. But I never use it before. I use Fab to come up with Unity assets, which is kind of a weird thing. But like there's a lot more like if I want a Japanese phone, I think it came from here. Like this one here. These are assets that are like FBX only. I think because it like merged Sketchfab or something. And these are assets that you won't find on the Unity Asset Store. This is the one we use in Kyodon Anomaly. You can find a lot more of those realistic looking assets on Fab compared to the Unity Asset Store. I think that is the one I do like. Do you know any game that's done well with 100% Asset Store art? Yes, my sir, I do. Fuck, what's it called? Bloodline? The Bloodline. $20 game. Very positive. 3,000 reviews. Released a little bit less than 2 years ago. I think it's an early access game originally. All of this, I mean, I don't even have to say it, right? It's Cinti. Cinti Polygon Fantasy Kingdom. It looks pretty meh, right? I don't know. But it apparently has a really good gameplay. Another one. This one is kind of more of a meme game, I guess. We have Clownfield 2042, which is at 4,000 reviews. Now, bear in mind, the game costs $1. Take a guess what this asset pack is. It's Cinti. But wait, there's more. We go to Polygon, which is another shooter. 35,000 reviews. Now, this is a free-to-play game. This is Cinti, but using Unreal Engine for like all of their assets. So once again, you can do it in Cinti. I think we can keep going. Games like Stolen Realm. I think this is a pretty positive one as well. 2,844. Oh, and you look at that. It's more Cinti. Are players tired of Cinti yet? I don't think so. Not at all, I think. A more recent game that came out is the Blacksmith Master, which is, this came out 3 weeks ago, and it's a hooded horse, very positive, almost 1,000 reviews at this point. Oh, would you look at that? It's the worst visual style you can imagine. Cinti characters, and then sometimes they use Cinti art for their 3D stuff. Not always. I think they maybe have moved away from it. Like, this is Cinti. This sticks out so much. Like, what is this? Like, this is a Cinti plank. And, like, this Cinti stand. But then some of their items are, like, more high poly realistic. People like the game, though. And, I'm almost curious how, like, a hooded horse... Like, it has to be a really good game, I feel, to get away with this art style. Good point. People bought this? People bought this in droves, my dudes. Let's go to Gamealytic. Blacksmith Master is currently at 880,000 US dollars. Yeah, if someone took some time with lighting and actually follows, Cinti is really sellable. Oh, I can keep going. Is it Surrounded or is it Survivor Z? No, I think it's Surrounded. Oh, would you look at that? It's a Cinti zombie survival game with 6,685 reviews. Once again, it's pretty expensive. This came out a little longer ago. Don't worry about using Cinti, is basically what it comes down to. You can make great games with Cinti. And then, like, there's like another game similar to surround that. Am I gonna find it? That I think also uses... No, okay, I have no idea. They also use Cinti assets and whatever. So yeah. Don't feel bad about using assets. That's, I guess, what it comes down to. This one, oh, I love this one. They know how to market their cyberpunk high city. Half of these screenshots just have like this kind of weird lady sitting on top of a car looking at you in them. Why do they have a close-up of her nails? Alex, I sent you an on-sale asset. Oh yeah, the cute whale, right? I looked at it earlier as well. It's indeed a pretty funny one. What is she sitting on? Note, girl not included. This is the most clickbait you can go, basically. They just put the big boobed girl on the on the capsule to show, or like on the screenshots, and then they don't include her. But hey, it has 40 positive reviews. Ah, this is beautiful. Oh, there's this stylized military base. This is a very different kind of stylized. This is more realistic. But does come with characters. But I feel like this style wouldn't work as a Minami Lane, like, however you want to call it. This feels very like 2012 mobile gamey, which I think may be a bit too old. House on a hill. This, what are these screenshots? Is there like an actual overview? You don't have an overview? This is a miserable store page. I feel like, is there an interior to the house? Like, don't get me wrong, this is a very beautifully composed image. But it doesn't tell me anything about the assets. At all. There is no interior. Yeah, if there's no interior, this is a garbage asset. And what did the review say? Oh, it should be fine. Okay. Does it say it has... Oh, it's a playable demo map. Just include a hot narrator into all your games. I mean, we do have a girl in ours. People think she's cute. Book of the Dead. Why is this called Book of the Dead? I guess it's just a fantasy forest. I think this is a good asset. Like, Infinity PR is pretty decent for a lot of stuff. They have a lot of PBR. And like, PBR makes you let you do a lot of other stuff as well. And then we get some low poly stuff. Simple modular dungeon. I don't know. This is... no, this isn't it. Bathroom and bedroom pack. This is more for like architectural visualization, I feel. Versus actually... So, oh, we have another graveyard. Okay, so this would be like a first-person style graveyard compared to the other one, but it's still so low poly. I'm not sure. Oh, Book of the Dead was one of the Unity demo environments. I see. I'm too old for that. Too young for that to know it. This is very saturated. Like, also things like this, Japanese school classroom. It's like, yeah, this is cool. But you can't do a game purely in only the classroom, I feel. That's too small of an area. You need like a hallway. You need something else with it, basically. And I guess that's how they get you. If I go to this publisher, they probably have the restroom and all of the other ones indeed, like the corridor. And they kind of just have like the whole idea of, hey, just get a few together as well. It is like good that they have the multiple ones, but I'm like, at that point, just maybe have more. Yeah, if especially like if you then still just get the corridor or whatever, and then maybe like the restroom, you can still get a pretty full environment for like $100 basically, which I think is okay. All right. Seamus, Japan is amazing. That's all I can tell you, right? This is such a vague game also. I enjoy it. Chuck props Unity filter. Yeah, I didn't look at like I'll look at other ones. Oh wait. Props Unity filter. Is this an asset? No. Check props Unity filter. What is props Unity filter? Props. I don't see what it's hitting on. Oh, it's hitting on the props. Okay, I get it. I get it. Check the filter. Okay. My God. Okay, it was hard. I looked at this asset for Forge Industry. It was meh. This is an old one already. And like the ground is just offensively bad. This one we're actually, I think I want to pick up for one of our games. I think this is a really good one for like weapons. Yeah, this is a really solid one. We're gonna get this one 100%. Wild harvest log salvage. Oh, basically destructible logs. And then, oh, you get icons. This is survival game stuff. Lockpicking. Skyrim lockpicking. Oh, you get the locks already in it. No wounds. ARPG pack. Is there an ARPG pack? I'm not sure. Oh, I also saw this one, and this one is more fantasy. Is this both from the same? Okay, this is both from the same. I saw this one earlier. I didn't see the other one because this is like, you know, too much, I would almost say, to a certain degree. Will we have those live chat crowns? I don't know what that means, Seamus. It's an animation pack. Okay. Let's take a look at animation then, just for you as well. What's the ARPG? Oh, I feel like we have this of one of our games. I'm not sure. We have a bunch of these like attack ones. Oh, rifle animation set as well. Oh God, this makes me cry looking at these animators. Oh, I get what you mean, those crowns. I'm not sure how to get them. Community management. I saw them indeed in the indie game clinic thing. I have no idea how he did that, honestly. I know Steam, YouTube is like pulling out some A/B tests for communities, though. Use Unity 2K. Yeah, we use Unity UI, traditional one, indeed. Chainsaw attacks. Full mount attacks. Female lounge singer. Female clown with a bat. I feel like this is oddly specific. Oh well. Poly movie set. Oh, this is a pretty cute one, actually. I don't know what I would do with it, but it's cute. Old sniper PBR. This does look like a very old asset. But yeah. Anyways, do we have some other topics? I think I've exhausted that part. If so, let me know now, because otherwise I think I'm going to wrap the stream up relatively soon. I'm going to give one more plug. If you are going to be participating in the Steam NextFest, there's a Google form that you can do. It's linked in the description down below, where you can submit your Steam NextFest demo, and we're probably gonna do a bunch of like gameplay during the Steam NextFest of your guys' demos. So if you are submitting, this is the point to do it. I made a post about it as well in like YouTube community and whatever, which should be fine. I think apart from that, welcome to the new streaming schedule. This is probably, I missed it as work ran over. What time zone are you in? It's 11:20 in the morning in Europe, and it's 6 in Japan. Oh, maybe you're China based or whatever. I don't know. We're gonna stick to the stream time most likely. I'm maybe gonna try and play a little bit around with like starting like 8 hours earlier, so like morning my time. But probably this will be the default time for most of our live streams and whatever. It's what I'm used to, and honestly, there's not much of a difference in viewers. So, anyways, if you have topics or whatever, you can always for our next streams. I'll tell you as well then. Basically, we have a channel called Improve My Game. Put your questions in there, put your Steam pages in there, whatever, and in one of the coming updates, upcoming live streams, my god, I will go through this list once again, and we talk about whatever questions you have as well. Let's talk about William's drug usage. It's not enough. We need to crank up the dose so we get even more development here. The schedule would also work for me, actually. William, have you been able to work anything at all? Or is this like productive development so far? Indeed. So yeah, 4:20 a.m. for me. I work nights. Well, Xavier, that works for you then. I've been browsing the assets still. Yes, we have been... Imagine you go and like, what's your stand-up? It's like, oh yeah, I've looked at assets to buy for 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah, I'm joking, William. Don't worry. Guided to, but you got the posture check as well. So, yeah, guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We're going to do more of these. Thank you, everyone on Twitch as well. And thank you, everyone who did link their Prime and gave us their free Jeff Bezos Amazon dollars. It helps a lot for us. Also, if you support us other ways, it helps us a lot as well. Try out Kyodon Anomaly if you don't believe me that it's a good game. 100% positive after 39 reviews. So yeah, that's all I have to say, everybody. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!